created. This is the stench. I know you go out to Montauk in East Hampton. Smell the stench that you've created and abetted, you elitists. So I said to Caroline, who asked a follow-up question, what did you think when you saw all the videos? And I said, oh, I thought I was looking at the Abu Ghraib of the Great Society. And the objectively neutral Washington Post reporter, Caroline, started to fight me on the phone, saying, I resent that description. I said, if you were interviewing Castro, do you interrupt him, or Ahmadinejad and interrupt him? But God forbid a conservative look at the net sum of a government-supported entity that we were told during the entire 2008 election season his association with said group was rationale for voting for him, even though he had the thinnest resume, since, I don't know, Judge Reinhold in what was the name of that? Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Working at the Jolly Roger and at All-American Burger where I work too. I love tying it all together. And she said, I resent that. I said, what do you resent? She said, I won a Pulitzer Prize with my team at the Washington Post for the Abu Ghraib story. And I said, oh, that aberrant individual National Guard unit that was punished for its crimes, for its misdeeds, that you tried to turn into a symbol of the entire Bush wartime policy, one entity that you tried to use to ruin the whole, versus Hannah and James's videos, of which I think there were about 8 of them, and there was only one where the guy was like, I don't really think I can help you with the underage pimp and prostitute from El Salvador thing. So let's just say 7 out of 8. And I'm like, don't you think that that's a greater representation? This is our taxpayer money towards a group of people that are supposed to be helping people. And that's the problem with liberalism in a nutshell. That's the problem with the mainstream media. They have and you're in Silicon Valley, so you understand it as well as I do. I'm down there in Brentwood/Westwood, the 405 corridor. I live in the Whole Foods alley. And this is what the elite, mostly Caucasian, liberal establishment believes. Out of mind, out of sight utopia. I paid at the office. That's their entire thing. As long as they can, they're at Whole Foods and I'm going to buy 2 pounds of tuna. It's fresh ahi tuna. It's from south of Ecuador. It's near the equator. It's the best. And then we have cheese, a special cheese. It's not provolone. It's cheese, and it saves the environment. Every time you eat, it says there's a sign next to it for $42. It says for every bite you take, you're saving animals that are going into extinction. That's liberalism in a nutshell. Your Prius. You're driving around and you're saving the world. It's like they're the most fundamentally sick and insecure freaks. And every second that they wake up, they need to have an assurance, I'm a good and sentient being trying to save the world. And therefore, all I have to do is eat morsels of cheese and it will save animals. And so if I vote Democrat, it helps the minority. All I have to do is say, I am against global warming. And then they implement the policies that strip us of our freedoms. They're so unbelievably stupid. The elite of the elite And as long as they're eating their cheese, as long as they're sailing on their boats, they're drunk with their power because they're told without having to lift a finger that they're the saviors. They get awards. I promise you, if you go to Katie Couric or Charlie Gibson or Brian Williams' dens, there are humanitarian awards that you couldn't lift with bulldozers. They honestly believe that they're saving the world, and all they have to do is eat morsels of cheese. All they have to do is say, Acorn is helping the inner city. It's helping the poor. Please explain to me, Katie, Brian, and Charlie, one thing that has happened since the Great Society in the inner city that you'd like to go and walk and show me how life has been benefited by your hideous, freakish, Abu Ghraib of the Great Society policies.